after yesterday's loss to Bayern Munich in the UCL quarterfinal, when we capitulated in the last minutes, Real Madrid has now gone 2 seasons trophyless. Last season, the first season of Mbappe, I guess we can forget. This is inexcusable. It's literally a disaster. This season is nothing short of an embarrassment and a disaster for the club, the players, the institution, and the president and the managers. Arbeloa has been just thrown in the deep end. Xabi Alonso sacked after losing one final. We might just be in turmoil. We might just be ass. I'm ready to admit it. This is bad. This is bad. This is not a video of what needs to be fixed, who do we need to buy. That's going to be tomorrow. I'm going to make that video tomorrow. But today, I'm going to talk about how did this happen, and specifically the 5 games in this season where I think genuinely we deserve nothing and we did this to ourselves. We will, start from the beginning of the season when Club World Cup, okay, we lost to PSG, whatever. It's the first tournament of Xabi Alonso in the team. Mbappe was injured. We have had, different positions, this and that. We started well in the league. Yes, we lost to Atletico Madrid 5-2, but we all know where I'm going to start, right? We all know. And you might be thinking, oh, but Isco, you won this game. Yes, we won the game, but we lost the season. Yeah, we won the battle, but Barcelona won the war in the Liga in this game. And it's not because of Pedri's red card, or we were disrespectful in this game, or, we were lucky to win this game. No, we actually played really well. I remember Camavinga, Vinny actually having quite a good game. Mbappe, Bellingham scoring, Bellingham having 2 GA in this game. Fermi Lopez getting one back, pretty entertaining game. Mbappe missed that penalty, but nothing like this happened. Nothing. Nobody did anything, no career-ending injuries. Until Xabi Alonso decided that it was Vinicius Junior's time to go on the bench, which in my opinion, still to this day, it's 25% I don't get, but 75%, Vinny, get your ass down that bench and shut the fuck up, okay? That's my point of view on this situation. I know he had a good game, but he was being lazy and he was being tired. Rodrigo coming on, I completely understand. It worked. But Vinicius Junior decided to shout at the fucking manager and decided to go down the tunnel. 2-1 up against Barcelona in our own ground. And that's when Xabi Alonso was doomed. That is exactly when every fan became divided. This fan base became divided. And basically the players started to have a civil war. You remember the stories. Half the players are on Xabi Alonso's side. Half the players absolutely hate Xabi Alonso's style of coaching because he's too harsh. He does this and that. But he came in with a clear tactic in mind and this and that. And I know he turned on us as well. It's not only Vinicius Junior's fault that Xabi Alonso got sacked, because Xabi Alonso did many things wrong. But this game is not on Xabi Alonso. This moment is not on Xabi Alonso. It's on Vinny Jr. Vinny Jr. fucked us up right here, because before this point, we lost 1 game to Atletico Madrid and we were playing okay. We were playing quite good and we were actually scoring goals. Mbappe and Arda Güler were looking like the best duo of all time. But this happened, and of course, it's not the end of the season. I thought we were going to move past it. Vinicius Jr. didn't get a single ban. He didn't get benched. He didn't get, a suspension. Nothing. No fine. He apologized to the dressing room, to the staff. But Vinicius Jr. forgot to mention that he apologized to the manager. I genuinely think that's the moment where Xabi Alonso was sacked. But let's not just blame this on Vinny. Guys, the next game is the next game against Barcelona. In my opinion, we beat Atletico Madrid, of course. Barcelona absolutely destroyed Bilbao in the semifinals. And I was looking into this game a bit concerned because, no Mbappe, Gonzalo Garcia just coming in. And, this wasn't the best Real Madrid team with Asensio as a right back, Tchouaméni center back. Once again, we had so many injuries in this game, but we could have beaten Barcelona, in my opinion, if once again we didn't play like complete and utter morons. Our mentality once again in this game, it was just we think we are better than Barcelona. We think that Lewandowski is washed. We think. Oh, we can do without Mbappe. We can do this. You know, Vinny's balling out, so he will save us. But when Vinny actually turned up in this game, and Xabi Alonso, in my opinion, coached an okay game with the players at disposal, because this is a madness, genuinely. He had to sub on David Alaba. I mean, honestly, it wasn't the best game from the team. It wasn't the best game from Xabi Alonso. I think Barcelona outplayed us, collectively. But we could have won this game. But once again, Mbappe injured. Everybody's injured. But we didn't care to buy another defender. We didn't care to go for Guehi. We didn't care after this game. Xabi Alonso, go. Sacked. I think, genuinely the next day. Arbeloa appointed. I knew the season was done. I was just too deluded to, stick to my gut feeling. But when Arbeloa, first day he was appointed, I said we are winning 0 trophies. I turned on myself. Yes, I was deluded. That is my fault. But I knew it was done. Because losing once again to... That's 4 finals in a row. I think that's 4 finals in a row to Barcelona. And up until this point, it was neck and neck in La Liga. It was, Barcelona not having the greatest of games. A lot of injuries as well. Real Madrid the same. After this game, whole energy shifted. Barcelona started to go on a run. And they beat us as well. They got the trophy. We went home with nothing. A lot of controversies with, Mbappe flowing in and this and that. Trolling Real Madrid. But Arbeloa comes in. First game of Arbeloa is this. Albacete, 3-2 Real Madrid. Copa del Rey, another trophy done. 2 trophies done in 2 weeks. I still can't believe this game happened, by the way, because we equalized in the 91st minute after they scored in the 82nd, and we conceded 3 minutes later with this lineup from Arbeloa. He played 1, 2, 3 Castilla players. I genuinely think Sestero and Jimenez have seen 5 minutes after this. And I just can't believe this game happened. Mbappe wasn't playing, of course. Rodrigo, I think he came off the bench maybe. No, Rodrigo wasn't even playing. Camavinga was there. Carvajal, youngsters. But let's be honest, we should have been winning this game. But 2 trophies done in 2 weeks. But once again, it goes down back to the appointment of Xabi Alonso, sacking him after his first final loss, which we were all there. I know. I wanted him sacked. We appointed Arbeloa, and the first game, he did this. I don't care what Arbeloa did after this. I don't care what Arbeloa is going to do in the future. This game already set the presence, the tone for the rest of the season. We could have played, I think genuinely, we could have played anybody against Bayern yesterday, and we still would have lost, because this set the tone for the rest of the season. I genuinely think these players can't play with each other. Even if Mbappe doesn't play, if Vinny plays, if they both play with each other. After this game, I genuinely thought liquidate this club and start from the ground up. Because the youngsters are not there. The senior players can't play against Albacete. We have players on the bench that don't even want to fight for the club. And we have players that came into this club that can't even beat Albacete. And Arbeloa's first game was this. It couldn't be much worse, guys. It genuinely couldn't be much worse. Well. Benfica. That was like, what? 2 weeks after that? Maybe like 7 days after that? We lost 4-2 to Benfica. And we made Benfica qualify, who actually played us in the next round, which we, of course, beat by a goalkeeper goal. A goalkeeper scored against us. Once again, Mbappe 2 times on the score sheet. Didn't have the greatest of games. But Vinny, Jude, Tchouaméni in this game. Asensio red card. Courtois didn't have the greatest of games. Carreras, Mastantuono. And, I'm mentioning a lot of these new signings and the injuries and this and that. Once again, it just comes down to fucking mentality, guys. Do you think we are worse than Benfica? We proved we are better than them in the next 2 matches that we played against them. We literally beat them at home. The incident with that bum ass, we still beat them at home. We still beat them away. And you know why? We had better mentality. It wasn't different players on the pitch. It was the same team. It was the same exact fucking team that lost 4-2. It's just mentality. This is a mentality-driven club with players that don't have mentality. You know how that makes sense? It doesn't make sense to you guys. It doesn't make sense to me. But this genuinely, this was the, at that point of the season, this was the final straw for me. This was the final straw for many of these players. Many of these players. And, you know, it didn't help that we were, of course, before that, losing in La Liga as well. We came, even 2 months before this, we drew 3 games in a row, and we were second in La Liga already. And then once again, we picked it up after this game. We beat Benfica. We were at the top of La Liga for 1 week. Then again, it goes again. We going against City. We beat them. We're almost catching up to Barcelona. 4 points. And in 1 week, we lose the La Liga title because we are now 9 points behind. So fuck that. We're out of the competition. Completely lost to Barcelona. And we are out of the UCL because of Bayern Munich and Camavinga's complete capitulation. And guys, you can tell me whatever you want. I think the team played a great game against Bayern, the best team in the world, supposedly to almost everyone's metrics this season. And we were this close, but once again, it just comes down to mentality, man. Like, we could have scored a goal. People are telling me, but Bayern was better. Yeah, we do this every single year in the UCL. The teams are better than us, but we have the mentality. We have the significant and individual quality between these players, but it's not enough when you don't have mentality. The guys that had mentality, that were playing the game, we could have actually won. Because I genuinely think overall, the players played a great game as a team. We were winning 3-2 until the 89th minute at the Allianz Arena, when so many people gave us 0 chances, but Camavinga red card, everybody gave up. I know Camavinga sold us, but everybody gave up. Look at Jude Bellingham's face after that. Look at Trent ball watching. Look at Militao defeated. Look at Lunin defeated. Everybody looked defeated. Mendy, I genuinely think he was doing this. He was laughing at Arabaloa. Like, broski, we are fucked. Everybody knew, but I genuinely, guys, I don't know if I'm being deluded, but if I see Karim Benzema, Bale, Modric, Casemiro, and, Cruz, for example, gets a red card. I know it would never happen because these players have double the IQ of these bums. But do you think they concede 2 minutes later? Do you genuinely think they concede 2 minutes later after getting a red card, after putting on this performance? Mbappe scoring, Vini assisting him, Arda Güler, wonder goals after, Neuer gave us chances. It was our game to win, even with the red card. I know it sold us. I know we conceded because of it. But do you think those 2 minutes, it was because we were too tired to defend with 10 men? No, it wasn't. It was just we were done. It just, everything from this season came down on the players with that red card. And Luis Diaz's goal is not because we were playing with 10 men or, we were much worse than Bayern or it was just Lunin's fault. No. Bayern is a great team. We mentally were absolutely drained. And these bums that for the whole season couldn't perform, when they actually perform, still, Camavinga had to get a red card because of his stupidity, and the players were just drained, gave up, and I knew it was done. I know he sold us, but this team sold us for the whole season. Guys, this team doesn't deserve anything other than a rebuild. It doesn't deserve belief, hope, or, some structural differences. I think a new manager, for example, Maresca, can come in and still do everything he can, but without new signings, and rebuild, selling, keeping crucial players, promoting somebody from the academy, giving them chances, and putting in a structure for the club. I don't think it can happen if some of these players are not sold. But as I said, I just wanted to give you the 5 matches that I think decided our season and where it all started. and where it unfortunately all ended yesterday. Because yes, guys, we are winning 0 trophies once again. I'm gonna make a video tomorrow or on Saturday about who should go, who should stay, who should we avoid, who should we buy. You can go down below in the comments. Let me know as well what you think, what can happen, who can be, appoint as a manager, because this is not a video for that. Yeah, I don't want to be doing these positive rebuilds and talking to you like, yeah, we're gonna do this and that. No. We need to sit in this and literally realize that we are completely in a state of disaster. We are after a disastrous double season from 2 managers that we thought, Carlo Ancelotti, greatest manager in Real Madrid history might be, and Xabi Alonso, great tactician, and Arbeloa, who got thrown into the deep end, that he might be even staying. But guys, the one thing that is for sure, we need change, and that's gonna be, in the video on Saturday. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Real Madrid trophyless back-to-back seasons. What else is there to say? Like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace out.